Hey friends, so who's doing baking while we are all shut in during this current health situation? Well, I hadn't started yet, but if you saw a video I posted earlier and I said that we went to the egg farm, a local egg farm, Kaylee and I went and got some eggs. So I brought home 2 dozen eggs. I already had 2 dozen eggs in my refrigerator, so I thought, what recipe do I have that calls for lots of eggs? Of course, it's pound cake. So yesterday I made this pound cake first. It's lemon pound cake, and it's a very easy recipe, so that's what I'm going to be making today. I actually made 2 loaves of pound cake. Kaylee and Jake came over last night for dinner. They brought us some delicious chicken chili. They also brought some cookies over that they made yesterday as well, some sugar cookies, so they are delicious as well. So when they left, they took home the second lemon loaf that I had made. I made it actually in a smaller loaf pan, which is this one. If I'm making more than one loaf bread, then I use this one first, I use this one second, and I use that one third. I would like to have more of these, but I just haven't gotten around to getting any more. So today I'm going to share with you my recipe. It's a really easy recipe. I've had it for a long time. I'm not sure where I got it. I picked it up somewhere along the way, but it just calls for flour, baking powder, salt, butter, or vegetable oil, but I always use just regular butter, margarine, and then of course just regular raw sugar, eggs, milk, and then lemon juice, and if I have lemon zest, which I don't have any lemons right now, so I'm just going to be using lemon juice, and that's fine. I've turned the oven on to 350 already, so this is a really easy recipe that you can just put all together and use in your KitchenAid, and then just transfer it right on over to your loaf pans. Bake it for an hour, depending on the weather. It's been really cold here, so yesterday it took me about an hour and maybe about 10 or 15 extra minutes to get the bread just the way I like it. Okay, we are going to start with 2 cups of flour. So yesterday I made 2 loaves of lemon pound cake, and so that's 2 cups of flour. And half a teaspoon of baking powder. Just put that right in the bowl. And then half a teaspoon of salt. I bought a little container to put the salt in, but I just haven't transferred it in there yet. So where is it? I bought one of these little salt containers that everyone has that is cooking. So I just haven't transferred the salt in there yet. So then after I put those 3 ingredients in, I just use my, just use any kind of tool I have laying around. Usually this little spatula looking, and I just kind of mix that together. I know that you can do this in a separate bowl, but I like to do everything in one bowl if I possibly can. And now you need 1 stick of butter. And yesterday I just pulled the butter right out of the refrigerator, and so I needed to put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds to soften it. But this butter's been on the counter overnight, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that right in. And now we need 1.5 cups of sugar. So I normally buy sugar in just the 4 or 5 pound bag. Sometimes if I get it at the grocery store, it's 5 pounds, but if I get it at Target, sometimes it's 4 pounds. And so the last time I went to the grocery store, in light of everything that's happening right now, there weren't any small bags, so I needed to get a 10-pound bag of sugar. And so I just figured, you know what, if we're going to be staying home, I knew that I would be doing some baking, so 10 pounds of sugar is just fine. All right, so we need 4 eggs next. So I'm just going to crack my eggs into this bowl. So I make sure that I don't get any of my shells in there. Guys, the local egg farm that Kaylee and I went to the other day to get our eggs, we've never gone there before. And actually, it's over by Kaylee's house, just like maybe 3 or 4 miles out in the country from her house. And come to find out, there are several people that actually like always go to the egg farm to get their eggs. That might be something that we may start doing now. So the owners of the egg farm, you know, put it out on Facebook, you know, if you need eggs, come and see us. We have plenty, and we didn't get out or anything. We just drove right, pulled right up. So they asked us how many flats we wanted, and a flat was 2 dozen. So Kaylee got one, I got one. So nice and easy. All right, next we need 1/2 cup of milk. And I'm just using what we have in the refrigerator, which is 2% milk. Is it 2%? 1%, 2% milk. So and then the last thing is lemon juice. So if you have a lemon and you want to zest a lemon and put about a tablespoon of lemon in, that's great. You can do that. If not, if I don't have a lemon, then I just go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. All right, that's it. That's everything. And now all we need to do is add the paddle. And I always like to just let it blend slowly, let it just kind of meld, let everything meld together. The recipe says just to mix well enough just to combine. So it doesn't need to be, to go for a long time. So I'm going to let this do its thing while I get the pans ready for the mix. Now I'm just going to pour the mix in the container, and this recipe I think just fits perfectly in this glass loaf pan. That's why I just wish I had another one to bake at the same time. So as soon as I put this into the oven, I'm going to wash out my bowl, and I'm going to make another recipe and put another loaf pan to bake. I'm going to be slicing these up, hopefully get some nice fruit to go along with it. I'm not sure what is at the grocery store when I go over to Sprouts, and then deliver it to a few friends to maybe brighten someone's day. If you like lemon loaf, or you have a favorite recipe that you like to make during this time, then let me know in the comments below. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and happy baking!